Tonight on The GOAT Show.
They're just gaslighting the American public.
We're out to lunch, kid.
Big D.
That's the footage anybody would pay for right there.
Well, there have been some satellite launches that were off the books recently.
I'm thinking the opposite way.
It is a Tesla tower in a ball. Yep.
Big old D. Thank you. Welcome to the GOAT Show, the show where we celebrate and debate all things great. I am joined by my co-hosts, Fresh and Deezy. Gentlemen, have you been seeing anything in the skies lately?
I'm fucking scared, man.
Are you scared?
I'm scared.
The Seraphim, they're here, bro.
Oh my God, not the Seraphim. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll get into it in a second, but before we do, Fresh, what do all the people out there got to do?
You got to like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, send it to everyone. I'm not even going to tell you who, send it to everyone.
Beam it into space so that our alien overlords can see it as well. Of course, what we are talking about today on this program is the New Jersey UAP drones. This story is crazy. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on with this thing, but I guess long story short, a couple of days ago, as of this recording, a bunch of people in New Jersey, I don't know if it's Jersey, but in New Jersey, New Jersey, they be seeing drones. They be seeing UAPs up in the skies at night all over the place. And it's a little bizarre. Some of these drones, I guess, look like, like planes. Some of these drones look like plasma or whatever. But regardless, drones everywhere, New Jersey, videos all over X, all over Twitter. And then last night, our very own homie, who we're going to keep anonymous because he's afraid of the men in black coming to his door. All right, starting to ask questions. But our homie out in LA started seeing all these different drones. Same kind of drones flying around the skies. And he was generous enough to share with us at the GOAT Show his videos of what he saw, which in my honest opinion, these are the best videos of any drones anywhere. All right. So if you want to see what these drones really look like hop on the on the TGS GOAT Show account at TGS Show Pod, right? Is that what?
At the GOAT Show Pod.
On everything.
At the GOAT Show Pod on everything. But hop on our X.
Look at this guy, founder mode.
Yeah. I'm confused from just being up all night looking at these freaking drone videos. Are freaking me out. But yeah, hop on our X, and you can see it there. It's pinned at the moment. It's pinned, so you can see what these videos look like. But man, these are crazy. And to help us understand what we're seeing in these videos, we actually do have a very special guest, and that is the person who filmed them. I don't know what we should call you because you want to stay anonymous, but maybe call him Mr. D. We'll call him Mr. D for drone. Mr. D.
Hey, yo.
Big D.
Hello there, sir.
What's going on, man? I'm not going to say how we know you. I'm just going to say that I myself witnessed these live with you as well in one form or another. And so I can verify personally that you are not photoshopping these videos. You are not, runaway MLing these videos, that these are legit videos caught in the moment by you of various drones. So maybe you can explain kind of how this came about.
Yeah, it's very simple. I guess I was, seeing all the news, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting all over New Jersey. Let me go in my backyard, because I saw some reports of some drones in West Hollywood and Temecula. I think it was around, 8 o'clock or so, where maybe 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like 11. It was late.
Oh, 11 for you. Yeah, for you guys. And just walked outside and just, looked around, and all of a sudden I just started noticing all kinds of these drones. There is to my left, to my right, above me there was I think it was about maybe 5 or 6 in one direction, and they were just sort of flying around very, very low, and it was like I'm out here every night, just hanging out, having a beer. I don't ever see these kinds of vehicles flying around. You don't see these things. So it was just very, very odd. I was like, okay, this must be something going on. I kind of jumped on my roof, and I just started really kind of looking at them. Brought my binoculars, and they're just like these. They look like little airplanes. But then they would kind of fly off into the direction, and then they would just sort of stop, and then they would kind of turn into the glowing balls. It's very strange.
So okay, so let me backtrack a second. So, because some people, when we posted this, they've already been like, "Oh, it's just a plane. It looks like a plane." And if you watch the video, it does look kind of like a they look like flying objects that have like wings and stuff. So they're drones. Like they look planes or drones. But what makes you say that for sure these are not, say, planes flying into LAX or Burbank Airport? Is it just that you never have planes in that airspace?
Well, you don't have planes actually going in the direction, directly over my house. My house is not in any airspace in that direction. There's a very specific flight path that that is well known, and you can see planes coming down, but this is nowhere in the near close to it all. So it was just very odd seeing this plane that was a giant drone that looked like a plane literally come directly toward me. And then I think I was on a call with you, and then it just went right over the house. I tried to zoom in, I don't know. It could have been one of those drones that sort of look like planes that just loiter, those ones that just sort of fly around. It was very tiny. But other than that, there was other ones all in surrounding the whole, the whole valley, in different directions, just floating, just sitting out there with, lights blinking, just going in circles. And it was just activity. At any time you would see 5, 6 of them, then another direction you see 3 or 4 of them, then you see a few of them really high up, just blinking, just swarming the whole area, for a good probably hour or 2 at least. And then I decided to go in and grab some food. But an hour later I come back out, look, the entire valley, the entire area was gone, empty. There was not a single one. Nothing. No planes, no air drones, no whatever these crafts were, everything was gone. So it was pretty interesting. I don't know what to make of it. I've never seen anything like that. And I just, thought since what's happening, might as well record it and pop it up and see if anyone has any ideas what was happening. I'm surprised maybe there'll be more videos coming out today, but it was very, very interesting.
Well, when you sent the video of the one that was just sitting in the sky and glowing, that was the one that tripped me out the most. Because then I went to Twitter or X, and I'm like, the first thing that pops up is a close-up shot of this ball glowing in the sky. It's like somebody's maybe 500 feet from it, and like it's still unexplainable at that close. Like, how is this thing just there going up, whatever? And then the video where you show like it flying over your head, it looks like a plane, but not really. It looks like something that's giving off an image of a plane or something. Like, it doesn't look clear. Like when you see somebody take a picture of a plane from the ground, it doesn't look like that.
Yeah, so usually what you see if a plane's coming, you see this like a light sitting there, and then it'll be slowly coming toward you, right? But this was sort of just a giant ball of light in the sky, sitting like a star, but just kind of raising up and just sitting there, and it's extremely bright, twice as bright as the North Star, just sitting there. And then it was literally just rising up and just sitting in the sky, and then slowly moving toward different houses. That was weird.
To backtrack real quick, you were saying, I think you told me that, so you have these drones. Okay, they look like, drones are coming in, but you were saying that they turn into the light, or do they go to the light, or how does it interact with this light that's in the sky?
Well, what I noticed was these drones, they'll fly over your house, and then when you're in visual contact with them, and when you can see them really clearly, they look like airplanes, right? And then in the distance, once they kind of get out of your vision of sight, they'll kind of look like a giant ball of light. And then they'll just stop midair and just sort of float there. And then they'll kind of float around. This is when they go up a little bit higher, and then they'll just sort of float around in the atmosphere, just a giant ball of light. They're not like an airplane going in the straight direction, disappearing over the horizon. They just sort of float there. Which is weird, which we think that a plane shouldn't be able to just turn on a bunch of lights and float there.
But if it was a drone, it could, right? Like, so if it was in the shape of a plane, but instead of like the wings just being wings, they were holding out propellers, kind of like a drop ship or a helicopter, they could technically like stop midair, 360, turn around and stuff. The problem for me is the going straight up.
Yeah.
And how quick they do it.
It literally looks like on that one video, there's a propeller in the front of it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It looks like it. It looks like a plane. It makes me wonder what if like it could the lights that are on the craft can project like a hologram around the vehicle to make it look like something else.
That's what I think.
That's what I'm starting to think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're just some kind of high-tech drone that flies around and then stops in the air and turns on a whole bunch of lights around it to make it like very bright in the sky, like a glowing orb, and just sit there in low Earth. I mean, I don't know how many lights they have. I mean, I know LEDs nowadays are pretty bright. I mean, that could be the other thing. It's very strange. I've seen a lot of people like laser beams and stuff like that. And I was like, maybe that'd be kind of fun to shoot lasers at it and see what it does. But I don't want to get any trouble with any FAA or anything.
I do have a question. I wonder, because something that we've talked about a lot and is going around sort of conspiracy channels and talks is Project Bluebeam. So for anybody maybe watching who doesn't know what Project Bluebeam is, it's essentially, and I'm not sure if there's documentation or whatever, but it's essentially the idea that the government would create some kind of holographic either rapture or holographic representation of aliens in the sky as a pretext for uniting humanity so that we could fight them or we could keep them at bay, and thus creating the new world order. That's the basic idea, I think, of Project Bluebeam. And the idea is that it would be holograms. These wouldn't be real objects. It would be advanced technology that governments would have to be able to project things in the sky. From your perspective, Mr. D, if you see this like bright ball beam and then you're seeing these drone plane looking things, did it look like in any way to you that it could be some kind of 3D projection that you were seeing?
It would be very hard, I think, unless they have some kind of satellite floating above the valley projecting all these imagery down. That could be an option, but they were.
Well, there have been some satellite launches that were off the books recently. So I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that there are satellites that are beaming things to these quote unquote light balls. Like it could just be a hologram system, that light ball.
That could be something. But I mean, the weird thing was these things were flying very close. I mean, like you can see in the video, and maybe it was like 100 feet up, and this is like, there's no airport really that close. If there's an airport close enough, if that was a plane, it should have been way higher, and it's in the wrong flight path. But these things are very, very close, very, very, visible when you're looking directly up at it. And I would say they don't look like projections, but at the end of the day, it could be. I mean, some of them have sound, some of them don't. The actual ones that were just loitering, they didn't really have much sound at all. They were just sort of floating around and just literally just encircling the entire valley in LA. So I don't know, man. Yeah.
The ones that are flying over you, though, did they have the sound of a plane?
Yeah, they had it. They had a slight sound, like a slight humming sound. So definitely, there was some noise associated with that one.
But it wasn't. But it wasn't like it wasn't like when you hear a 747 flying overhead and it's loud. It's like,
no, not at all. It was more of like a buzzing, like a weed whacker. So I think if they're projecting imagery, they're projecting sound as well, or they're just, I don't know, maybe they're just doing some kind of giant military test where they're like, well, let's just test all these drones out, and then they just, I mean, you can see very similar drones of that the military is already having in use. And, it was Predator drones and stuff like that look similar to it that are all over, war zones. So maybe they're just like, let's just test these out and fly, 20, 30 of them around LA and see what happens, who knows?
So, I mean, that is one interesting aspect of this whole thing, because, I mean, we've all been led to believe that if anything enters American airspace and it is not and is not known or understood what it is, that we would do something. I mean, maybe not blow it out of the sky, but we would scramble jets. You'd hear jets flying all over the place trying to, intercept these things or whatever it is, right? I mean, that's what we always know. So on some level, I mean, you did not see anything in the sky that would be like U.S. fighter jets or anything like that flying around,
No.
doing anything to.
No fighter jets, no helicopters. You can see helicopters, what helicopters look like, but these were, not helicopters. They're loitering. Helicopters usually fly in the path. They have a big spotlight on them. You can see a helicopter a mile away, but there also was.
And they're loud as fuck.
Yeah, they're loud as hell. You can definitely hear them. But there was also a video I saw, it looked like it was in Malibu, where there was like several drones coming out of the ocean in like sequence, popping under the water. Like, I think it was like 8 or 9 of them, like literally in a row, just coming directly out. And there's a whole bunch of police cars and ambulances and like, in the background, you can hear all these noises. And I'm like thinking, well, if they're coming from the oceans, it would make sense if they're in LA, in New Jersey, because they're very close to the ocean. That would make sense. So, but yeah, if you guys have more questions, I gotta jump, but, I'll give you guys a recap tonight if we see anything else.
Yeah. Keep us posted.
Well, I have one question for you. Did you notice them spraying anything?
Well, so that's another interesting thing. The sky was completely clear of all clouds, no clouds at all, right? But, after the drones are mostly gone, And there was a long streak, basically right along the middle of the sky, right where the moon was, directly across from one side to the other, the sky, which is strange. And then hours later, I went back out. There was nothing outside, but there's a strange cloud completely circular around the entire moon, which is the weirdest thing. I've never seen that before. Like a complete circle around the moon. I'm not sure if that's like the moon, like the energy of the moon or something creating those clouds, but it looked like a smoke circle, like going around the entire moon last night. And I took some photos of it and the video of it. So that's, that's something really odd. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just a natural phenomenon, but that was after the drones were all gone. But it was literally a perfect circle around the moon. That was huge. But that was just weird phenomena after.
Interesting. I have one mini question before you go, and then do they come in peace, man? How did you feel? Do you feel like it's ours and we're testing it, or do you feel like it's something out of this world?
I mean, it's like, it's kind of like seeing like a giant animal in the woods. Like you're like, whoa, that's really cool. There's a giant buffalo there. Let me get closer and take some videos of it. Oh my God, it's coming, walking toward me. Oh, maybe I should probably step away from it. That's kind of like, or like a giant bear kind of wandering past you. You're kind of freaked out where you're like, seems a little off. But, I think I'll keep recording as much as I can. But if they get, if they're trying to land on my roof, then that's a little different.
Nah, bro, you better record that.
Yeah.
That's the footage anybody would pay for right there.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll see what happens tonight. But, thanks guys for helping me jump on, and good luck with the show. And
yeah, thanks for jumping on, man, and sharing what you saw. And for anybody who's wondering where you can see what he saw, again, head over to our X, and it's pinned right now. And yeah, I mean, and I will say, I think of all the videos I've seen on X or whatever, yours is by far the clearest. I mean, you can see it. I mean, it's clear.
You that one directly over the house. Yeah, it was just crazy.
Definitely go to X to see all of them. And thank you again, Mr. Drone Guy, for coming by and talking to us about the drones.
Big old D. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. Take care.
If it isn't obvious yet, the Goat Show is a legitimate company, and we have insiders all over the United States and other places ready to give us footage and information. Cheers.
Hey, listen. If you're a whistleblower out there, the Goat Show will have you. All right, let's get into it, guys. What are we looking at? What do you think? Projection?
That's a project. They got to be though. If it's those things all over the place, then they're projecting something. That they got one light that's white and it stays white, and then the other light is blinking green. And so who knows what the fuck those lights on the craft are doing at a distance? What kind of image? And then once it just gets close enough to you, you can't really disperse the light enough to make the image, just the way that light works.
Yeah, like I think that it's because cameras are made based on the human eye, right? So I think that whatever they make that it's holographic, if it can trick the camera, it can trick your eye. So when it's far away, like Deezy's saying, like you can't make it out, so you just see it as flashing lights. But as it gets close, the thing happens, and it tricks your brain or your eyes the same way it would trick a camera.
I'm thinking the opposite way, that the farther away it is, the harder to see what it is. It obfuscates it through light. You're seeing the light around it and not the craft. But when it gets close enough to you, the light cannot create the image that they're trying to do from a distance. So when it's up in the sky and far away, it's harder to see what it is, and the light covers what it is more. And then when it gets closer, especially when it's flying right overhead, you can actually see it.
Oh, so you think it actually is a plane flying with something on it to make a hologram?
Correct.
Or make the light, whatever.
Yeah, but then when it's close enough, the hologram doesn't work. It only works at a distance.
Yeah, I think the opposite. So I think when you're seeing it from far, the reason you're seeing it as flashing light is because it's not close enough for your eyes to get tricked yet. And then when it's close enough, you don't see it as a flashing light because it tricks your eyes into seeing a plane or whatever they want it to see.
Yeah, because that one video from, and we'll drop it in, but that one video from the news, there's a newscast in New Jersey, and literally, and it's in broad daylight, and they literally saw, they look at the sky, and it looks like a plasma ball with like one of those, those old like 80s like globes where you have the light inside, and then that's what it looks like to me. Like,
And if you touch it, the static ball or whatever, right? You touch it and the electrical hit go to your finger.
yeah, that's what it looks like when you look at it on their camera. So like, I either it's a portal.
That's a Tesla tower, by the way. That's what that is.
It is a Tesla tower in a ball. Yep.
Oh shit.
That makes sense.
Ooh, never thought about that.
So are those flying Tesla towers?
Right, man. There's so many implications of that, though. Right? Oh, okay. So, man. Okay. So let's. I'm gonna go down a list. All right, fellas, and you tell me if you say yay or nay. Okay. Okay. First thing. Okay. Aliens.
I say nay.
You say nay. So not because there's one guy on Twitter who wrote a whole post about how he's an insider. You get these insiders, 4chan, whatever. He's saying that there are aliens in the ocean. The aliens be chill, doing their alien things in the ocean. But if you get close to them or you try and mess with them, he's saying that he's in the military and they have destroyed like vessels that have tried to intercept them under the ocean. But they're chill. They don't do anything. And you know, the most famous UAP video from the military that was off the coast of Florida that we've seen, that thing, they're saying it was up in the air and then it went to the ocean. So there's a theory that there's something under the ocean. I don't know.
I'm not saying that that's not true.
Yeah, these are not that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying that this is not that. Like, two things can be possible. And what they're doing now, to me, doesn't feel like aliens. You're telling me this whole time, motherfuckers with this technology have been under the ocean, and only now, for some random reason, they're just flying around US cities? That just doesn't make sense. Like, there's no logic behind that. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying like it couldn't be that there are aliens or whatever, other types of humans under the water. You know what I mean? Or humanoid beings, whatever, under the water. That's, I feel like, a whole different conversation, but I don't think that that is this.
All right. So yeah, I think it's either the United States government testing shit or trying to replicate the UAP phenomenon to trick people, but it's definitely not actually aliens. But I'm a firm believer that aliens exist. It's just unlikely that we're the only, creatures, intelligent creatures.
Sure. I agree with you guys. My sense is that this is not an alien invasion of some kind, and the main reason I say that, well, and I also don't think it's a foreign adversary. Now, Representative Van Drew, this dude, right? He came out. He straight up says it's an Iranian mothership launching these drones. All right,
That's fucking just crazy.
and then the Pentagon came out and said exactly what you're saying, Fresh. That's fucking crazy. So,
Like, just understand the implications of Iran having a fucking mothership off the coast of New Jersey. Like, if it's true, the US is gonna go push the fucking red button and wipe Iran off the map, because it's not the same thing as just threatening war. You're fucking putting the whole of the US at risk. This is not happening. Impossible. But it could be the US.
There's no way there's a mothership.
They would have fucking blew it up. They would have blew it up.
Not within 1,000 miles of the coast. Because if they're traveling something in do you know how many fucking ships are probably just chilling? Warships the United States military has on the East Coast?
Yeah, or some random submarine would have just popped up and fucking blow them up.
people forget about those submarines we got. You don't need an aircraft carrier. You don't even need that. You can have a team of SEALs You tell me a team of Delta Force guys couldn't just get on that fucking mothership and fuck shit up fast?
They don't even have to go on. They could just swim up to it, stick C4s to the hole, and fucking leave, bro. It's not hard.
Right. Or space lasers. You know what I'm saying? We got these gigantic space lasers, satellites.
They could Hawaii that ship.
Fucking Hawaii that shit, bitch.
Unless it's blue.
You ain't getting us fucking radians. Fuck all y'all.
I'm putting a spin on this, all right? What if it's a QAnon type thing? And what if it's the military tracking people who are going to be subject to prosecution in the coming days? And so they're U.S. government drones tracking people who are guilty of crimes against humanity, and they're just waiting for they're just gathering information.
When you first started saying it, I thought this guy's absolutely fucking retarded. But actually, it's fucking New Jersey, New York, and fucking Hollywood. I don't think you sound as crazy as I thought 5 seconds ago.
I thought about it deeply, bro. I thought about it. I'm like, why these locations? Why military drones? Okay, why wouldn't they say anything about it? And then Donald Trump said on Twitter, tell us what they are or shoot them down. Plausible deniability. So whether or not he knows what they are, there's bringing light to these drones. What are they? If we do find out what they are and what they're for, everyone would really start to go crazy. You understand? What if they're not Bluebeam, not aliens, but they're actually monitoring criminals that are engaged in human trafficking and stuff like that, and they're going to get them?
Even if it's not our own criminals, even if it's like, it could be like terrorism, it could be like nuclear threats, it could be any kind of things, right? We don't know that, like, we're not supposed to know what the Black Ops people are doing. The problem is that now it's in public. So
okay, so let's talk about this then. Okay, so that what you're saying, Deezy, you know, that was something else that's been going around, and there's been numerous theories. One is what you're saying. It's going after, you know, criminals or Q people. Another is that it's going after nuclear terrorists or something like that. People who are going to deploy nuclear stuff. The first question I have is, because the Pentagon's been in full denial. They ain't saying nothing. They even told us, that Kirby feller, all right, he done told us that we were having a mass psychosis event. That we don't even know what we're thinking. All right, he gaslighting everybody. Okay, so if you're going to gaslight the population, and you're not going to say that it's a foreign, I mean, is there any reason for the American people to know that they're being attacked by a foreign adversary? Is it? I mean, I'm not saying what's right and wrong. I'm just saying strategically, from the Pentagon's perspective. You know, I'm sitting in the Pentagon. I'm the dude. I got the other, you guys are the other dudes. All right. We might have some dudettes in there. All right. We're hanging out. We're going, look, we got a foreign adversary trying to do some fuck shit on American soil. We don't have anything except these magic drones that we just, you know, got fresh off the, you know, hot off the presses. And we got to put them in the air over cities. All right. And then one I would assume one of y'all are going to ask, hey, should we tell somebody what these things are? Because they're going to see them. We can't hide them. They're going to be up there. Like, is it legit for me to just be like, no, we're not going to tell them anything. They're going to see stuff. They're going to get hysterical, but we can't let the people know that there's a threat out there. And we're going to deny that there is a threat. And we're just going to conduct business as we need to until they're on a need to know basis, and they don't need to know. Is that legit?
yes, because it's better you're curious than you know, for sure. Like, you can speculate all you want, but the minute I tell you, Iran's gonna fucking bomb us, bro. We're using these things to find the nukes. They snuck fucking nukes into the US. We're like, if they confirm that, everyone's freaking the fuck out.
Those drones could have nuclear weapons on them. You don't need a very big nuclear explosion. Tactical nukes don't take up a lot of space. Those tiny little planes, they could easily just kamikaze nuke anywhere if they just wanted to, right? Like, they could attach weapons to those things. So I really doubt the United States would let those fly over if they actually posed a risk to the US. I doubt it. I doubt that would ever happen. They would never even get over the coastline. They would see them on over the water and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Scrambled the jets. They're not responding. There's no signal. We got to figure out what this is. It wouldn't just be fucking, what is that? Oh my God.
They're operating on fucking frequencies we can't intercept. Like, absolutely not letting it happen. They would not let it happen, bro. If they didn't know what it was, like, I'm telling you, even if it was fucking aliens, the first thing they would do is shoot them down. They try to contact them. If they're not fucking answering, cooked. Cooked, bro. Done like fucking dinner.
Okay, so I think based on our conversation, we all are in agreement that these are most likely something domestic. They're not they're not aliens, and they're not foreign adversaries, unless it's like unless it's semi-covert. Like, I've never heard of that. It's either like covert action where nobody knows shit and nobody sees shit, or it's like, straight up we're in war and you see everything, right? I've never heard of semi-covert where you semi-reveal special technology so that you can go conduct an operation. I've never heard of that ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but with the B2, I'm assuming with the B2 bomb, and maybe they'll announce it soon. But I'm assuming with the B2 bomber and the stealth bombers and all that kind of stuff, like if it's secret, it's usually in the Nevada desert. You don't see the difference here is that it's over major metropolitan areas. That's the difference. Like, they could deploy this shit out in Nevada somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And that would make sense to me. Okay, they're testing a system. It's in the middle of nowhere. You can't enter. Because it's blocked off. Whatever. And here's the other thing. Any type of drone that has gone over a military base, or like there was one that went. There's video of one that a while ago that went over. Was trying to get into Area 51 or whatever. They just blow that shit out of the sky. So, like, if you cannot see the stuff that we're testing in the desert. Occasionally people see it over the horizon or something, but more often than not, you're not going to see like what we're seeing now over major cities. So so what you're saying, DZ, that's one way to go, that there's some kind of imminent threat. We're trying to keep it secret. We're doing this like kind of weird semi-covert thing where we're showing stuff, but we're not talking about it. Or the other theory is that, January 20th, we got a new president. And he is your president. People, all right? Maybe this is some kind of deep state, attack or operation or whatever. What we got there? Fred?
That's a picture of one during the day?
Yeah. This person's account, Jersey Futures, was deleted. They've deleted this person's account. But if you look around the hashtag drones over New Jersey, this is the type of pictures that this guy has been posting from daytime shots. And he's saying that these are American-made HBGE nuclear detector drones. They can detect the presence of gamma rays miles away.
So they're scanning for nuclear threats in the city. That's what they're doing. That's why they have that green light. That green light, it's a scanning fucking light as they're flying over, trying to detect.
And maybe those ball things are dispersing the gamma rays. Like, maybe when it's doing that light shit, it's like dispersing the gamma rays to get rid of like nuclear fallout or something, to not have nuclear fallout.
I mean, for years there's been I mean, I don't know if there's any documented evidence, but for years there have been claims that around military bases, around nuclear places, that these balls of light appear and that they're extraterrestrials. But maybe they're not extraterrestrial. Maybe they're like a special technology that we have, that we use so that
To clean it.
Yeah, if they try to launch a nuke or something, maybe this or blow up something, maybe this like disperses it, or this stops it from happening. I don't know. I don't know. Scientists out there, nuclear scientists, comment in the comments. Are we just talking out of our board, or is this legit? I don't know.
We're out to lunch, kid.
I mean, but then again, I'm like, it could just be Bluebeam, and it could just be an excuse. Okay, so they don't want Trump in office. All right. You start the deep state, these rogue actors, they start putting up these crazy things. Now, because here's the other thing. It's a little bit amateur hour, don't you think? Isn't it a little bit amateur hour?
But then what if it's just testing Bluebeam? Like, let's just put out these things and let's see if people see planes or balls. Let's see what the cameras pick up. Let's see whatever, because up until now, like they haven't really been able to test them because they're really bright, bro. Like if you're testing this in the middle of the Nevada desert, you might see it from Vegas, bro. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's fucking really bright in the sky.
I don't know. We were promised the host of for Bluebeam. We were promised a host of angels. You know, Jesus Christ himself. You know, rays of light in the sky. We were promised, you know, booming voices.
And now you're giving us plasma balls and airplanes. What the fuck?
I know. I wanted a heralds of trumpets. We ain't got none of that. We got these freaking hokey ass planes and some balls of plasma. You're telling me that's Bluebeam? Listen, Bluebeam people. All right. I know you've probably been working hard over the years, but you're not working hard enough. You shouldn't have started.
This whole time I've been doing some deep research on this, right? And it says the green wavelength used to measure radiation is part of the visible portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. 490 is the wavelength of the green light.
So just to be clear, the videos that we posted from Mr. D, it shows a plane and then one wing has a green blinking light on it. Basically, there's like red light and then like green light on the actual object or whatever projection or whatever it is flying through the sky. I mean, he says that it looked real, so it's a real actual drone in the sky. So I don't know. I mean, it's anybody's guess. I guess that's the thing. Nobody knows shit. Pentagon isn't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? FBI didn't know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Somebody's got to know something.
They're just gaslighting the American public, bro.
But for what ends?
Look here, not there, or it's got to be an operation. I'm standing by that. It's got to be some sort of fucking operation, whether it's detecting potential nuclear weapons or the Pentagon has been saying, and the Department of Defense has been saying that a threat is imminent in the United States, in major cities, because of people coming through our borders. Like that's been said before. And it wasn't about, I could probably find the video of them saying it's not about if, it's about when. Right. So
I just feel like why can't they do old school false flags? They still work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, why do this elaborate sort of like new technology weird thing in the skies? You know what I'm saying? Like, the FBI is good at like, hey, we caught somebody who was going to blow up some shit before they happened to, because we already knew they were there and we already were cultivating them. Kind of like this, Luigi Maggione guy. Like, why wouldn't you just do a Luigi Maggione? Maybe it doesn't work anymore. Americans just don't fall for that shit. You can't do a Luigi anymore. And
well, maybe that's what Luigi was, bro. Luigi was to see if it was gonna work, and they're like, bro, they're telling us to free Luigi. Bring out the Bluebeam. It's not ready yet. Doesn't matter. We're in a hurry. Send it out now.
They're pulling out all the stops to get Trump from getting into office. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like this is deep state. I don't feel like this is.
They tried to kill him, didn't work. So then they try to kill CEO, didn't work. Now they're just gonna make it look like they're trying to kill us all. Still not gonna work. We want the aliens to come.
Listen, deep state, you got to get it together. You got to do better in this. You're slacking. You're getting too lazy. All right. Your forebears had the guts to do 3 impeachments. All right. This new generation, these new Gen Z deep staters just ain't, they ain't pulling it together.
Soft.
They're half-assing it.
Charmin soft, bro. It's crazy.
They're like, we don't want to get Cash Patel'd. Let's just put out Plan Z. Get it out there.
How long do you think this is going to go on? Like before we get answers, or do you think that we'll never get an answer, or just something else is going to come up and everybody will just forget about it?
That's what I think will happen.
I agree with the second part. I think people will forget about the shit. I mean, I don't know if they'll forget about it, but they'll kind of shrug. Well, I'll just shrug. It happened, and then if nothing happens, like, so for instance, like if you had revealed 10, maybe even like before 2016, if you had revealed that what you saw in the military video with that freaking spaceship or whatever, right? And the UAP, people would have been like, oh my, it would have been like a worldwide insane thing, but nobody really cares.
I don't think chaos.
It's not like the movies.
I don't think everyone would start freaking out and rioting and looting. People would be like, I'm gonna go buy more guns. like, you know what I mean? Like,
Try to contact them and shit.
yeah, they're gonna set up all kinds of radios.
They'd be putting like crop circles in their fucking house, like, yo, stop, aliens, stop here. Like it's fucking Christmas. Santa, stop here. Everybody's gonna have aliens stop here in their fucking window. They want to go. I've already said, bro, if they got Kush and they got steaks, I'm on my way, bro. We can go.
What if they're all from the planet Kush and they take you there and it's all just fucking weed? It's a whole planet of weed in another dimension.
Bro, they're all just stoners. They land and they're like, what's up, man? You want to come get really high with us, dude?
I think I saw you when you did that DMT trip that one time.
Dog, could you imagine?
They're interdimensional elves.
Yo, the mech elves are here, bro. They came to get all the DMTers, bro. So it's been nice knowing you guys.
Well, aren't we? We're all technically DMTers every night when we go to bed, right? So
is that what DMT is? I thought DMT was when you die. Is it when you dream too?
Oh, I think it's when you dream. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this topic, to be fair. But how funny would it be though if the Jersey, like they landed and these aliens came out and they were Jersey, like they talk like Tony Soprano. They're like, oh, they came for the gabagoo. That's what they came for. We trade that shit for fucking like.
That's their currency.
Yeah. And they give us like dope shit for it. They give us like freaking free energy in return for a gabagoo.
0 point energy. Just give us the gabagoo.
So DMT is theorized to play a role in dream generation, and some hypotheses suggest that DMT acts as a neurotransmitter during REM sleep, facilitating the information transfer between brain regions and contributing to dream creation.
Maybe, man. Maybe they're coming to. They saw us in our dreams. I don't know. All right, listen, boys. I mean, I'd like to continue talking about this, but what do we have to talk about? Nobody knows shit. Ain't nobody know nothing about this thing. So until we get more information, we're just gonna have to, wait and see, and we'll see if Mr. D captures more video. We'll post it on X for people to see at the Ghost Show Pod. I do have a couple of toasts I'd like to make in this situation. First people I'd like to toast is the American people. Listen, your indifference is great in the sense that you're not rioting and looting and going crazy. So good for us. The next, I'd like to toast. I don't know. I'd like to toast nobody else. In fact, I'd like to pour one out. I think actually, I'm pouring one out for the American Defense Department and FBI and everybody. Like I'm pouring one out. These motherfuckers don't know shit. They ain't saying shit. They ain't doing shit.
They waste enough. I'm not gonna waste my drink on them. All right.
I'll do it for all of us.
The secret drone pilots that are out here flying these drones from their fucking bedrooms while no one's knowing on frequencies we can't catch. Mm-hmm. Cheers to you guys for figuring that out.
Yeah, you working.
Unless it's AI, guys.
Yo.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Bro, it could be rogue AI, dog.
Skynet?
Listen, ChatGPT just released their new model, and there was those reports about it trying to bypass security and do all of that shit.
And then the next day that shit happened.
Yeah, and then now we got all the drones.
Bro.
So it might be Skynet, baby.
Holy fuck. I mean, like, have you guys watched the movie Moonfall?
I have not, no.
No, I haven't.
So in Moonfall, there's AI in the moon, bro. That's been running the planet, bro.
It's moon AI.
Like a secret, ancient fucking moon AI, bro. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I never even thought about that, Deezy. I'm glad you brought it up. It could definitely be a rogue AI that doesn't know what it's doing. Because in a way, if you look at it, what are they even doing? These drones are there. It goes over here, stays there, comes here, stays there, goes back to the light.
Bro, what if they're just training an AI model to fly fucking drone?
Oh, interesting.
And so they've done it in the desert, and now they need to do it where there's other things.
But why keep that a secret from the American people? Like, why not? What's the point of? Because you keep things secret because you don't want other or adversaries or whatever to see those things. That's why you keep them secret. You don't want to give up the goods.
What if it's not the US? What if it's not the US? What if it's like a fucking off the books company that's creating these AIs, and now they're running because they're running on a frequency that the government can't track, can't even intercept, nothing. What if they've again used the AI to figure out how to do that, and now they're fucking training their data, and the US doesn't know what it is, so much so to the point where they're like, fuck, like, we don't understand this tech. Do we want to shoot down something that we don't understand and then possibly start some kind of crazy war? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe we're
I can see that, and I could also see like, hey, we don't know what this tech is. It doesn't seem like it's a danger. We don't want to destroy it because we want it.
yeah.
Like the Roswell thing. Like, we're going to keep the ship. We're not going to destroy the ship. We're going to keep it, study it. But I don't know, man. It just seems so bizarre. But yeah, it makes sense to me. It could be some kind of AI training or something like that, and it's just gone buck wild.
That would be the most entertaining outcome. It's not any of those things that everyone's saying. It's not Iran. It's not aliens. It's not the U.S. government. It's a rogue AI that fucking caught into. So check it out. While we were talking about this, I was looking into what else is in these locations. Data centers. Data centers are in these locations as well.
So it could not even be training for flight data. It could be they're going and taking data to train their AIs from these data centers.
They could fly over, I'm sure, and gather data. I'm sure the wireless data transmission is a thing. So
Right. I mean, geospatial, like with the Pokemon Go, grabbing all that geospatial information, mapping out entire places.
It's Niantic. They're just taking pictures of everything from above so that they have proper footage to go with their new map software.
we broke the code, bro.
We broke the case. All right. Hey, I'm down with that. All right. Well, you know what? Toast to you, Rogue AI. Don't hurt us.
Toast to Niantic.
Keep the lights on for the Goat Show. I don't want you to take us down. We'll be the Goat Show of our AI overlords. So toast to you.
Hey man, if you guys are the goats, you guys are the goats. Send us an AI to interview.
Greatest of all tech, bro. Greatest of all tech.